And welcome everybody to Blood on the Clocktower. I am your host, Chris the Werewolf Killer. Today we are playing Bad Moon Rising, and I am apparently the Shabaloth or a lunatic. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna eat people. I am good just eating people and watching them all die. I am fine with that. If I could, I would make Steven, who is now the storyteller for today, my first choice. So let's find out what he has to say when he comes in. Liar!
You're the demon. You are the Shabaloth, and you are going to learn 3 bluff rolls, which are Tinker, Exorcist, and Sailor.
Yay, I'm a sailor.
Are you?
I don't know. Haven't
Well,
decided yet.
it's not a bad idea to say what you're going to bluff as.
Each night choose an alive player. Either you or they are drunk till dusk. You can't die.
The problem with bluffing is people might test to see if you will die.
It's true. Learns who you are, then. Oh yeah, Exorcist probably sounds good.
Alright, I'm going to be moving on.
What the hell? You didn't even give me my
Oh.
minion.
Your minion is Brody. Would you like anything else?
Yes, but you're not gonna give it to me.
Alright,
I want to
sounds
be
good.
the actual Exorcist.
Thanks.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful news,
Alright.
thanks.
Moving on.
Yeah, just move on. Just get out. Just get out of my room. You've done enough damage as it is. Storyteller. A to the Yahoo. And just one night I gotta decide not to kill anybody. So. I plan on tomorrow night picking Robert, using the Toymaker, and I plan on eating 2 people. This is not gonna go well. Which one is it? The Poe. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I will choose to use it night 1. And I will eat 2 people who will hopefully be looking like a Poe charge. Maybe one didn't work. And we will go from there.
So I think there's one more.
Yeah. Ned, I think. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess I will give everyone 6 minutes. I do need to tell briefly about the horrendous thing that happened. There's a curse, and I am the storyteller, so the natural end would be that the curse would kill me. And you need to figure out who did that. And you have 6 minutes. The breakout rooms are open.
I'm okay not knowing. Anybody else want to just head out of here?
I've renamed myself to Brody. Don't panic, everyone. We're in the clear.
Uh-oh, what was his name before?
It was my real name, and that's not important.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Also, I like to make recommendations for what people can do at the start, like whether they come out as an outsider, whether like they want to admit to be a less important role. I'm gonna make a very particular suggestion for BMR. If you're the grandmother, please just impersonate a grandmother. do the accent, go full ham just the entire time.
Dan, do you want to go chat?
Step away for a second.
Who? Me?
Come to my room.
Me?
Which is Chris's room. I'll just go to your room. Never mind.
I don't know who you're talking to.
Who you talking to?
Wait, Chris, are you currently in the process of trying to find someone, or are you just gonna come tell me that I'm specimen 6 again?
Yep, I'll tell you your specimen 6 at some point here.
Oh.
Oh, she
Alright.
went to go talk to Jen. Got it.
Got it.
I know, I couldn't figure it out either, Ned. I was trying to figure that out.
Mm-mm.
I'll explain this. Oh yeah, it looks like Michael and Joe weren't in that specimen 6 game that I'm referencing.
Do a 1-for-1 with me?
Can't hear. What?
Does anyone want to do a 1-for-1 with me?
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a while before
Let's
I
go,
reveal
Lynn.
what I
Let's
am,
go.
but I do want to reveal it.
Michael, let's do it. My room.
I mean, I can do a
Alright.
1-for-1. It doesn't mean my 1 will be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
true.
problem.
It's very true.
Robert, you want to talk? Oh.
There's a wall.
You're not going to
This wall
answer me?
will speak. The wall will speak.
Yeah.
Joe, want to have a chat?
Oh, I guess so. You're not the spy again, are you?
There's no.
I know.
I mean, if you want me to be the spy, I can be.
That's okay. We can talk. Where you want to go?
I'll go to your room because yours is easier to find.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's just you and me, Ned. Do you want to go have a riveting conversation?
Oh, sure. I'm sure it's full of truth and eye-opening facts and everything else.
And honesty, yes, 100%.
Your room, I guess.
My
Okay.
room? Okay.
Sure.
Why is Ned's face on Steven's screen? That was weird. Am I in my room? So he's gonna have
I was
to get
getting
rid of.
I didn't notice. I just noticed. It's like, wait a minute, there are 2 Chris rooms.
I know. I was like, he's gonna
I
have
was
to get
getting
rid
ready
of
to
that
go.
other one because there's no other Chris at this point.
Well, yeah. Now that I know, yeah, he should have just.
Deleted it, but
Why bother? Okay.
yeah, he probably didn't notice.
No.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? You want to do 3 for 3, up half, bottom half?
All right, do whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with.
Oh, I'm comfortable lying no matter what, so I mean it's good.
I know you are. You may not be the only one.
Yeah, right. There we go. All right, let's go 3 for 3.
Sounds good.
Let's do. I didn't prepare myself properly for this.
Okay.
Gossip, exorcist, sailor.
Gossip. Exorcist. Sailor. Okay. I am a minstrel, courtier, or fool.
Oh, should we try out your foolness day 1?
Probably best not to.
Yeah, that's fair. That is
In
fair.
fact, let me take that off. I'll say minstrel, courtier, and pacifist. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, fool is probably not the best for 3 for 3. Let me just take that off.
No,
Yeah.
not-
Good.
Whether it's true or not, you might not want to run that one around.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm thinking about it. I was just trying to be more.
Variety.
I don't want to get called out. Well, I don't want to get called out by, saying that. Oh, he said it was top half. He's lying. I'm like, well, if I make them all in the same half, whether they're true or not, that's what I need to do.
Precisely. All right. Well, cool. Let's
Cool.
do that then.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Yep. Later. Good luck. And good luck, Ned, in case you didn't hear me.
Oh, good luck to you too, sir. If
Ned,
you're
do you
good,
want
that
to
is.
chat?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to your room.
All right, got it.
Chris,
If I can
Chris want
find
to
it.
chat?
Sure, we can chat, I guess, Brody.
All
There
right.
we go.
I will go to your room just because this is the first one I see.
Is it? Because it should be at the bottom, but I'll go there. Oh, you're looking at the other Chris room. Dang it. There's 2 Chris's rooms.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Well, you went into the right one. Hey, pal. I'm your godfather.
Damn it, you're not the mastermind? This sucks.
Nope. The what are the bluffs?
Tinker, Exorcist, Sailor, and I might take Exorcist or Sailor. I wanted to kill myself off and just end the game quickly.
Yeah. What are you?
I haven't decided yet. Exorcist and Sailor. I'm leaning.
Oh,
I'm leaning
I'm
towards
just
Exorcist.
no. Like what demon are you? I'm
Oh.
bluffing goon.
Oh, Shabaloth.
All right. You're the Shab. I'm bluffing goon. The only outsider is a moonchild.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Well,
All
good
right.
luck.
Take care.
Nobody's in here. Here they
As you
come.
say that, everyone's in here.
Everybody waited to the last possible second.
It's very suspicious.
Unlike you, Chris, they actually had important things to tell people.
What? They're
right.
all lying to you, Laura. Don't believe anything they say.
So, I used to have a cool timer and all that, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it, like everyone else seems to. I will say we'll have about 2 minutes for conversation, and then I'll announce that nominations are open at some point.
Can I nominate now?
Nope. You must discuss.
After
Unless I get bored.
Silence.
How about now?
Again, if we've got a grandmother, do the voice,
Oh my god. No.
please.
Let the grandmother go, Brody.
Anyone have anything?
Are you
to
gonna wear a
remember
priest
to
collar
talk
for
about?
the exorcist?
I've heard of one outsider. Has anyone else heard of an outsider?
Not yet.
I may have heard one, yeah.
I've heard of 4.
Likewise. Well, not a 4, but
Not sure they're all in play, but there's 4 of them.
What were you asking about the Exorcist, Ned?
No, I was just telling bros, like, okay, so if you're the exorcist, must you wear a priest collar and carry a rosary?
Yeah, this is true.
I would appreciate it as a storyteller. That
I
would be
know. I
great.
mean, have a whole wardrobe just in case,
Yeah,
whatever
we
you're
should just all
assigned.
have a box of props for.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
I literally work for a murder mystery company. Like, I can drive to my storage unit in
Yes,
an
Jen.
hour.
And not
right back.
everybody can.
Gossips should be shouted out
Okay.
I
over each
gossip.
other.
I
How
gossip
loudly?
that the demon is a zombool.
I gossip that the demon is a puka.
I got such a demon as a Poe.
I gossip the Deethip is a Shabaloth.
There you go.
I gossip that we don't have 2 outsiders.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Godfather can take one away.
If Godfather takes or adds 1 away. I'm basically saying,
Oh, okay. Fair
like,
enough.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess.
I gossip that we have a devil's advocate in play.
Not a gossip.
Well, it has been 2 minutes. I will open nominations. Like in normal life, when you don't allow nominations, people gossip.
It's true.
Chris,
Go,
do you
Chris.
wanna nominate somebody?
You're up.
Oh, I want to nominate Steven.
The storyteller
Not an atheist script.
that is
Just-
not allowed.
I just want to kill him. Dang. Well, that's
Not do
unfortunate.
that.
He has ruined my game already. I have no information at this point on anybody.
If we nominated and voted on Steven, does that count as a death towards the zombool?
I mean,
I think so.
I mean,
Of course
it
you would
either
think
It'd be
so.
an instant loss. So
the storyteller is God.
He
The
might be the
storyteller is God. Why do
Zambul.
we always die every time we do storytell?
Yeah.
Because this neighborhood sucks, guys. I don't know why us storytellers keep living here. Like, actually, no, living here is fine. The property values are actually very good. But you know what happens? One of them, like, if that clock tower gets just a little bit dusty, and
I
then
nominate Brody.
oh, come on.
you
Some people
basically
need to
asked
You,
for
you
it.
have a
literally
s-
beat me to it, Robert.
Some people need to sit down, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Laura,
Michael.
all right, Robert has nominated Brody. Robert, make your case.
I've heard him talk about cosplay and voices and whatever that was just going on, and I just think it's distracting, and maybe he's doing that as a means to an end as an evil person.
Brody, do you have a defense?
My defense, Robert, watch any video of me. I do this shtick with alarming consistency.
Well,
Emphasis
how else
on
will you learn?
emphasis on emphasis on
Tough love,
alarming. But if you do execute me, like, it won't be great for the town. I'll just leave it there.
Pertinent information, Brody did come to me and he was asking all about outsiders, and the only role I can really think of off the top of my head without looking at the script that benefits is the Godfather. So it's possible that he is a minion, I think.
Or let me re-answer that question. It's because I'm an outsider and I want to get a count, because if we have 3 outsiders, then that means that the Godfather added 1.
What outsider are you?
I'd rather not reveal that right now, because I might have pertinent information if someone chooses to use their ability on me tonight.
Okay, so there is no pertinent information, and I've
You're
heard a
the
couple back
goon,
and
then.
forth, so I'm just going to start the countdown.
Like, I do have information right now that I won't. You're gonna execute me, so I won't reveal
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna
I'll help.
die, it looks like.
I guess I'll stay. I guess I'll stay evil then.
Ooh.
Are you saying you're the evil goon?
What else would I be
Rather, your
implying?
evil vote is a dead vote than a live one. I guess.
Well,
Yeah, because, yeah, I'm an evil goon right now who can
Could
become
have said
good if
that
someone.
before the vote.
I was trying to be just a little bit cheeky, my friend. But yeah,
Yeah, that works.
all right. I'm gonna nominate Robert just for the sole purpose of tying this.
All right, Brody nominates Robert for the sole purpose of tying it. Would you like to add anything to your case?
Yeah, adding to my case, this can't be the 4th game in a row where, like, I'm something evil and then I come out, because this time I can actually turn back good, and I want that. I want that so bad. And I can reveal I might be able to reveal information on top of that. I would need to be good to reveal it, Laura.
There is no other thing that could have happened. Sorry, go ahead.
There are 2 things that could have happened. If I could turn good, I can reveal at least one of them, because I'll know. Like, it's binary what's going to happen to me.
So is that the end of your case for Robert?
Yeah, that's the end of my case. I just want to tie this.
All right, Robert, it's your turn to defend yourself if you so choose.
I'm not a good kill for town, so
And no, like I said, I just want to tie
fine,
this.
but that's a needle to thread, I guess.
All right, I will start the countdown.
I would rather have a dead evil goon than a living one, personally.
Then you won't get to hear what I know.
I just don't see the DA choosing goon or not, like even if they didn't know it was a goon, choosing anybody other than their demon the very first night.
It could have been a puka too as well.
Well, that's why I'm saying I think that's probably the likely scenario. So keeping Brody alive doesn't give us any more information than we already have.
I guess, yeah, it could be.
Well, how would he know which evil person did it? He wouldn't.
Because it's one, or it's only one. It can only be one of 2 things.
Yep.
and whether or not I lived through the night would
Oh.
have told me which one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but if nobody dies, then we know which one too. So we're good.
I mean-
Sorry, Brody. I just say like
Wait, fair play, but Jesus Christ. Like, I'm an evil goon, and I've just told you one of two things that happens to me. Then when something happens tomorrow, well, I am so desperately
Well, the
sorry.
thing is, Brody, we learn just as much whether you live or die, and quite frankly, I think more of us are comfortable having you die. So
I want to live. I want to be good.
But the
Uh,
other possibility is
Ow.
that you're lying, and then you're a minion or a demon. So that's the best thing for us to do is to just go for the one that we know is evil now.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so-
want to be good.
Where- Yes.
Shoot. I disagree with what Jen just said, but I don't want to say anything else.
Talk it out. If we need to do something else, let's
Well-
do it. But
well,
I feel like
The problem is I don't
Uh,
want to give any kind of anything.
Well, make
to
it
the
quick because I'm about to
bad
start a
team.
10 count. So
I mean, I'll just nominate somebody, and if you want to hear why, but we don't. Anyways, Joe. I'll nominate Joe. No reason whatsoever behind it. There is some reasons why we would get information more if he was alive than if he was dead. If he is the goon, but it's up to the town if they want to keep him alive or not.
is that your accusation?
Yeah, and if people want me to spill it in public, I can, but I don't want to give the evil team any information.
All right, Joe. It sounds like it's time for your defense.
I can tell you that I'm not a horrible kill. I mean, killing good people is never good, but I'm not if you execute me, it's not horrible. It would set to prove what I am if you do execute me, though. I'll just say that.
Oh, interesting.
Okay,
So
I
what
see.
do you want us to do, Joe?
I see you.
Well, I'm definitely for killing Brody, but if you rather kill me, that's fine.
I don't think we should test this right now.
That's fair.
All right.
All right, I'm
So,
gonna
I
start the
agree.
countdown.
I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to tie it or not, but we don't have to test Joe for sure. That's fine. It doesn't look like anybody wants to tie it.
I'm just trying to figure out what else we could figure out. Like I said, if somebody dies tonight and Brody was telling the truth, which he could very well be lying,
Right.
Then we know that DHO's him.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jen,
Okay.
about what
sounds good.
my thoughts were.
Okay.
We'll just see what
Yeah,
happens.
I'm down for that.
Anyway, the time has been spent, so I will have a 10 count. This is the time to nominate if you'd like to. And it's very confusing looking at the screen. I can't even figure out which fingers I'm bending.
And Laura, you said the only person who'd be interested in knowing the outsider count is Godfather. Godfather starts knowing the outsiders.
And with
Well, okay,
that,
but it's
But if they got
Okay.
somebody to admit that they were an outsider, then they would be able to target them and then therefore get an extra kill in the night.
and I'm not exactly sure how you get people from not being nominated or whatever, mark for nomination. But the day has ended and Brody has been executed. Brody, how did you die? I forgot to ask you
Goonishly.
before you died.
Goonishly.
Okay. I think that means that he was foolish and it caused him to die. And I'm opening the breakout rooms, and the game is not over.
So he acted like the fool, but wasn't actually the fool because he did die. So we learned that.
wasn't picked by DA either.
Well, I'm certainly going to use the Toymaker tonight. And then we're just going to see what happens. I mean, this game started off terribly. So, I don't know. We'll just see where this goes. It's not going to end well.
Would you like to use your ability?
Hello. This already Stinks. You give me the worst minion for the day. No offense, Brody, you're okay, but
Well,
I'm gonna use the Toymaker and just call it good for the first day here, right? I can do that.
you can.
So
And actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
yeah, nobody was thinking about it, which is I was like, Brody's just not gonna die. Nobody's gonna die, and now I don't know what they're gonna do.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yep, I'm using the Toymaker, and now it might look like a Poe charge. He's looking weird.
So
All right.
Robert
Is everyone back? Yep, everyone's back. And we have a wall.
We have a wall.
So
Heck is up with
you will learn that I have deleted Chris's room and added a Laura room. In addition to that, you will also learn that nobody died last night.
So it's a puka, probably.
Open.
It's likely.
All right, Jen, do you want to talk now?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go to my room.
Sounds good. You.
Well, if he was the evil goon, then that's bad for us. But also, my thoughts were we were leaving it open for the demon to use their Toymaker on the first night. So he just
True.
used, no matter what demon it was just like, I'm not going to kill anybody, and I'm going to use that and get it out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
There's also a Poe, which could have just decided to charge last night, because, hey, why not make that suspicion?
Yep.
And then, of course, the Puka was also the third. So, I mean, we didn't learn anything. We just learned it wasn't a Zombool, most likely.
Very highly likely, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a Zombool.
And
if
you might,
it was
you might
a Zombool,
be the demon, but I don't know.
if it was a Zombool, the one person that I would think that could be the Zombool would be Brody, but I don't think it's a Zombool for lots of reasons.
That's fair.
Did you want to do 3 for 3? Did you want to do anything
Yeah,
at
we
all?
we can do a 3 for 3 if you want. That's fine.
Cool. I'm one of the G's.
There's 3 G's, are there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I forgot what my third roll was in my 3 for 3. So,
Okay.
One of mine might be different than what I've told other people, but that's okay. You don't know which one it was, and that's all that matters.
Sure.
We'll do Exorcist, Professor, Sailor.
So what do you think about what Joe said then?
What did Joe say? I missed it, or I didn't remember.
He said that killing him or executing him would possibly prove his role.
Then he might be a fool.
Okay.
That's what my thought was. Or he's just evil. I mean, one of the two. It's always.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I think we would have learned more if Brody actually lived, but it is what it is at this point.
Well, I'm gonna mark you as the Exorcist.
I'm not gonna disagree on anything you want to mark me.
I guess we shall see.
If I was the Exorcist, I will say that it's also possible that I picked the demon last night.
That is also possible.
So I mean,
although if it is a puka and you picked them last night, then that would mean that they wouldn't have a death tomorrow because they wouldn't wake up for their action, right? Because whoever was poisoned would die.
True.
But that's if we. I don't think Brody. I don't know. Reading Brody, I don't think Brody would come up with this. He could, but I think it less likely from him to come up with this as a master plan. So I would be shocked if he was not the evil goon. That's just my read on the situation. I can see where you're coming from.
That's
I'm
fair.
just trying to I'm just trying to, and in my opinion, the information that I was trying to glean actually works out best if Brody dies.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, but
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't care if he's dead. I don't know anything much about him except for he was claiming to be goon.
yeah, but that still puts us in a situation. I think we probably have a lunatic. I'd be more inclined to believe that there's a lunatic in the game than anything else. But I could also see why there would be no other one if there's a Godfather. For some reason, I have a weird feeling that Steven would do a mastermind, but I'm probably metagaming too much.
Yeah, that's probably true. But if there was a mastermind, I know I would want to be dead early. If I was the demon, because I would just I'd try to win it fast, you know.
Yeah, I mean that would be a really good move for sure. So maybe our best move is to go for somebody we think that could not die.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it's not a zombie anyways, so we're good on that end of things. If it's a puka, and you possibly chose them or possibly didn't choose them, we still only have one death tomorrow. And if it's a Poe, we're fucked anyways.
Yeah.
Although it would still be 3, we'd still be playing. So
yeah. Or
I
we
think
might not get 3 anyways, because you never know who's out there.
Yeah, and they could always re-choose Brody again just to like hide it and make it look like it's a Shabaloth that didn't get to act or something like that. I don't know.
Something.
Or like you said, they could have used the Toymaker already.
Yep. So
okay,
it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Cool.
But that's my thoughts.
Yeah, makes sense. I see where you're coming from.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
See ya.
Yep.
Hey, Chris.
Yes?
Can we speak?
Joe.
We can always speak. Let's go, Robert. Your room. It's on top.
Right.
Chin's room was on top too.
Hello, my sweet baby boy.
Hello.
Are you the exorcist?
Now, where did you get that info?
I'm your grandmother.
Are you really?
Yeah.
This is creepy. Okay. Okay. That's kind of cool.
I didn't want to run to you right out first day, and I've been claiming all kinds of other things. So, I'll try to keep you safe.
Yes, please don't let them kill me. I don't want to.
I don't want to die as well. So let's see.
Yeah, let's keep that under wraps then.
All right.
Lynn, I just realized that that whole scenario we're talking about is totally not a thing. So don't think on anything I just said.
Anyway.
Robert.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Were you the first role you claimed to me?
I was not.
You're not? Okay. Thank you.
Well,
so this is chit chat time.
Robert, you're a
I would
monster.
like.
You nominated me because I was having fun doing my little cosplay bits, which I do every game.
And yet you're still doing them from Beyond the Grave. I mean,
I'm gonna keep this up. This is all I have anymore. I was the.
What if he's a zombie? Maybe we should double tap him.
Yeah, you made him laugh till silence.
I mean, well, geez, yeah, if there wasn't a kill, it could be zombie.
The quiet, it's so nice.
I'm going to gossip that the minion is a mastermind.
I
I'll
gossip
gossip that Jen's the demon.
I'm gonna gossip that everyone who voted for me yesterday is rude and naughty and not fun, and they don't like shtick and they don't like cosplay. We could have had a grandmother doing a grandmother voice the entire time.
I'm going to gossip that Brody is a zombie.
Thank you.
I will gossip that the demon is either Jen, Laura, Chris W, or Lynn.
Unfortunately, even if we killed Brody a second time, I still don't think he'd shut up.
That's fair.
I wouldn't.
Where's the mute button?
Doesn't mean it wouldn't be fun.
Based on what I think is going on, I don't know what everyone else is thinking, but I would think that it may be prudent to not kill today. But we can go wherever anybody wants to go.
If we assume that this was a Poe charge last night, then we could be getting 3 people killed tomorrow.
If
Or
we assume that.
have a Godfather and an assassin.
But if Brody, unless Brody is a minion or a demon, I do tend to believe that he probably was the evil goon, which means that it was probably a poison, which means it's Puka, which means that whoever was chosen will die. The only reason that nobody died last night is because we already had killed Brody and he was the poisoned one. I am inclined to believe it is not a Zombo, but it's not completely out of the question.
I'd just like to interrupt you to say that nominations are now open.
I'm gonna be inclined to think that it's not Godfather either because there's no kill, right? Brody's a goon.
Or assassin.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, Brody is it. Yeah.
Brody is
Yeah.
confused about being an outsider.
I don't want to metagame too much, but I do think that Steven would love a mastermind game because he is a mastermind. So
I'm glad I could help the good team.
Very appreciated.
You got that on video? You want me to repeat it? And
I got stuff on video too. Can you say something nice about me?
Who are you?
You son of a!
I apologize, Chris A.
I made it a point. I made it a point when I was chatting with Ned to just keep my middle finger up as long as possible. I'm not going to do that on camera because
sometimes
I respect
both of them.
Occasionally both of them, but I respect Steven and Chris's monetization too much.
Unfortunately, I did get a bit of that on camera.
I didn't, so that's good.
I will say whatever we decide, I do want to chat with Lynn, Ned, and Robert at some point since I haven't talked to you guys yet.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, Jen, usually if you want to talk to me a little later in the game, you might be evil, so.
Fair enough.
Well, what are we doing? Are we going to go to sleep without killing or what?
I think no matter what scenario we're in, there's going to be a death tonight anyways.
Mm-hmm.
There should be.
Yeah.
But we may be adding extra for nothing.
Is it worth just going on Brody if we're not intending to kill someone?
It's
Zombo wouldn't matter for a Zombo.
Since we already killed an evil person, we haven't lost any good people yet, so.
Well,
we don't want to kill a good.
For the Zombo to be satisfied, we'd have to kill somebody. They would have to die. For a mastermind, I believe.
Well, that would only be if Brody were.
Yeah.
Right.
If a player is then it says executed. It doesn't say anything about if they have to die or not.
Yeah, it just says if the demon dies by execution, then it'll go one more day.
Yeah.
Pertinent info. If I'm not the evil goon, then what the hell am I? Like execute me again just to prove that I'm
okay. So it goes one more day, and then if a player is then executed, their team loses. So if we execute a good player, we lose.
If he's the demon.
That's it.
If we execute any player,
if he's the demon.
If he's the demon.
So since we're talking about the mastermind, I will clarify since there may be people here that are newer. The mastermind, if you execute the day after killing the demon, the team that you executed will lose. So if you were to execute or re-execute an evil player, good would win. But you aren't forced to execute. If you choose not to execute, then it would just continue to be the way it normally would be.
But for the Zombo, someone would have to die. You can't just execute a dead body for that.
Well, and if that's the case, then I'll nominate Brody again.
Okay.
Let's just beat him up.
Okay. I heard a nomination.
That was me.
Nominates Brody. State your
for
case.
that mastermind trigger. That's the reason for the mastermind trigger.
Okay. Brody, defense. You are a dead body, so your defense should be brief.
my defense.
defense.
Okay, this is particularly brief.
Yeah,
I'm
Whoop.
assuming that you are not frozen and that you're just choosing to be odd.
he's just choosing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start the nomination.
We should
Like-
just get 4 on this, guys. In
Have you
case
seen
we
the-
think of somebody else.
For the old show, Police Squad, they would end their show
Yeah.
with a freeze frame, but it would be, pretend freeze frame. Things would go on in the background, So I'm waiting for a cat to stroll by.
We can see your webcam moving, Brody. It's not working.
I will say, just so it's out there, Chris brought this up, and it's very true that this is possible. That last night it could also have been the Toymaker was used just because of the way that we talked yesterday. I don't think it likely, but that is a possibility. Just so everyone has it in their head to math things out, I guess.
Hey, Stephen, I have a rules question.
Yeah.
With the Toymaker, if it was a Toymaker and a Poe, could the Poe charge and still count as the Toymaker thing, or is charge?
Oh.
Are those separate things, or can they be used jointly?
I am not 100% sure, but I am going to treat it as though those are separate things because the Poe needs to choose not to kill, which I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to say that they're different. I don't actually know how it's supposed to be, but that's how it's going to be this time.
If the
Yeah.
Poe chooses not to kill, isn't that classed as an attack because they're charging?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're
That's
choosing
what
to
I would.
charge.
That's the way I would do
Yeah.
it too, because it
Yeah.
says attack on there. It doesn't say kill.
Yeah.
And I think that would also apply with the poisoning too. They would have to choose not to poison, right, Stephen?
So I'm gonna
For Puka,
use it that basically you're just saying I do nothing,
do nothing.
and you're not benefiting in any way,
Yeah.
with the caveat that I'm not 100% sure how it's supposed to be run.
That would be similar to not waking them up for that last night.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
that's
they
the way.
couldn't do
If they don't ever choose to not kill, then you would just not wake them up, and that definitely. So I'm going to treat it as though I didn't wake the demon up if they say they don't want to kill for the Toymaker.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, we do have somebody on the block, and it has been 6 minutes, so I will have a 10 count. And I don't know how to actually do this. Hopefully, I never have a sobriety test because this is not something that I'm particularly good at. Anyway, nobody nominated, so we will re-nominate Brody to clear the mark, and he has been executed again, but people that are dead do not get to decide how they're executed. So in traditional fashion, we will dig him up and burn him at the stake. And we will.
I would like to be extra cremated.
You don't get
open the
choices.
breakout rooms. Yeah, you're dead. As true dead people, you must not speak during your execution. Breakout rooms are open.
Boom, boom, chicka boom, 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 chicka boom, boom. This ain't a song for the broken hearted. Boom, boom. Of course, I'm gonna pick Laura and Ned. They're apart. Bow, 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 bow. They're sitting across the table from each other. Nobody knows. Now I'm the grandmother. Bow, bow. It's
Game.
Oh, I don't know. I am assessing it as we've made some strides in the right direction. If I'm actually the Shabaloth, evil Shabaloth, if I'm the lunatic, Good's in trouble because, well, I think I'm evil.
Would you like to kill anybody tonight?
Yeah, let's kill Laura and Ned.
Okay.
And if I am the evil Shabaloth, you have used the Fibbin appropriately.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna move on.
That's what I thought. Get out. Get out. Or I will eat you, storyteller.
Stop it. Your mouth is way too big. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's right. Run. Run, boy. I'm gonna eat you. There we go. Let's see what happens.
To double check, you said Laura and Ned, right?
Yeah, Laura and Ned.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. He's so crazy. Oh.
Living statue. Is that what it is?
I see 10 people and a wall where Robert should be, which is normal. So I will announce that in the night it was very quiet because Ned died in his sleep and Laura died in her sleep, which was very peaceful and quiet.
that doesn't sound very pleasant or peaceful.
No.
Well, they didn't suffer, is the point.
Oh, well, that's good.
Well, that's good.
I want them to.
Anyway, I will
Okay.
open breakout rooms.
Ned, can we chat?
Sure.
I actually want to have a very brief chat with Steven real quick.
Stephen, can I
In
also
the
get you to close
storyteller
the
room.
vote?
Your room.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so
Okay, I'm going to my storyteller.
okay.
Laura, you wanted to talk yesterday. Do you still want to?
Yeah, Joe, let's go chat.
All right.
I'll go to your room.
Okay.
So, if Brody is indeed the goon, that still wasn't a Godfather kill because that would have happened the night before, right? Because we killed him the first night. So
Yep.
there's probably not a Godfather.
I'm thinking it's probably assassin.
Yeah, I was going to just about to say that to trick us.
Okay, so an assassin.
Well, how would there be two kills, right? I mean, it's not a shab. Because unless the courtier picked a different demon or something. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think it's probably Puka.
Probably Puka. That's okay.
Well, unless it was Poe and somebody blocked a kill, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Well, and there's still the possibility of the Toymaker being used the other night. I mean, I guess it's not a likely scenario, but it's still possible, I suppose. Right? Well, the only person I have fairly full trust in is Robert.
I think I know what Robert's claiming.
Michael, want to chat?
Sure, Brody.
All right, I'll go to you.
Robert, can we chat?
Yeah, sure.
My room? Sorry, Chris. I'll
No
come
problem.
back.
It's okay. I was just thinking anyways at that point.
Your room, Lynn? Is that what you said?
Yeah, hit her room, I believe.
Okay.
You want to swing in a room real quick, Christy?
Sure.
Catch up.
We'll go to yours since it's on top.
Cool.
If we can go into yours. Hello.
So either I got the last one right or there's a tinker, but now I'm getting some mixed information from people, so this is getting kind of crazy.
Oh no.
I did a 1-for-1 with Laura and she did a 1-for-1 with Ned and she told us both different things. Now I have a double claim between, well, not a for sure double claim, but Michael basically claimed something that Laura claimed, or either something that Laura claimed or what Ned claimed. So I have to try to figure that out. But do you lean towards that being a gossip kill, or do you lean towards that being a tinker?
Oh, there's so many possibilities.
I mean, it could be both too. That's the
Yeah.
other thing.
It could be both. It could be a Poe that hit somebody that doesn't die, like a fool or a sailor.
True.
It's I hate the hardest part of BMR is like there's so many possibilities.
I still lean towards it being a Puka, but I don't understand why a Puka wouldn't have gone for either me, who's so clearly the gossip at this point, since nobody else will fucking do it before I do it, or Joe, based on what he had said.
I'll gossip today too, before you do it.
Okay. Well, at this point, I don't think I'm long for this world, regardless of what happens. But
That's fair.
All right, let me see if I can get back and find any more information.
Yeah, it's tough because I mean anything you said was true. It could be a Poe that hit something that can't die. I mean, it's just so many possibilities. I'm struggling to figure it out.
Yeah, the only thing is, if it was a Poe, then how did? I mean, I guess they could have chose not to use their Toymaker and then charge immediately right after, right? Or wait, no, there's only been 2, so they would have charged the first night and then gone the second. But that would mean that we are already down, because that would mean that Brody is either playing really terribly as good, or
Brody does play pretty terrible, but
or there's a DA, or he was one of the minions and we killed him. So shit. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can find out more information.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Yep. Thanks.
To you.
Yes, please.
Okay. Your room.
Okay.
Joe, you want to talk?
Sure, we can talk.
Who's higher up in the order of rooms?
We're right beside each other, so.
Oh, we'll do yours is higher. We'll do yours. Okay.
Oh boy. All right. This is a rough one.
Chris, want a tat?
I'm not sure I do at this point anymore.
You know I'm the evil goon. At this point, we're just shooting the shit.
I don't know.
I literally, that's all I did with him, Chris.
Is it, Michael?
No, it is. I'm telling you, I can come and chat to you if you want. I'll give you a 1-for-1.
I'll go talk to Brody.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, cool.
I'd rather deal with the evil dead than the evil alive.
Wow.
The Evil Dead 2 is a great movie.
Let's talk.
Oh.
No, he's going to speak with Brody.
No, Brody, we're done. We're done. I found somebody else.
All right, go.
My room.
Oh, no, it's closed.
They're closed.
Oh, bloody hell.
They wrote. Nobody.
Steven knew, because Chris was asking
that's
to talk.
that's my problem. I'm an evil goon. There's 2 of my teammates roaming around that I can't find, and that won't want to talk to me, because then that's hella fucking suspicious on them. So,
Can we chat?
Not anymore today. The rooms are closed.
The only person you can
tomorrow.
chat with is me.
Kidding.
Because the rooms are closed.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We're
5.
missing at least one. I think we're
just
missing
looking
2.
at how many people we have alive.
Oh.
Yeah, they're coming now.
6 people.
All right. I will allow for chit chat for about 2 minutes.
Jen, just so you're aware, you know that little heart in the middle of the screen that tells you how many are alive instead of counting.
Yep. I'm slow. I just like to.
Oh, okay.
Counting is good. It keeps your juices flowing.
I like numbers. They're my favorite. See, Robert, this is what happens even when you double tap. If you kill me once because of stick, then you double
Hard.
tap me.
Brody's
But now
still
you
not- He's still talking. Jeez.
I can't hear
I'm
you,
going
Doug.
to gossip that this
Oh.
the demon is a puka.
Oh no.
I want to gossip
I think
that
you're right.
Brody is the evil goon. Let's see
If
what
you're right,
happens.
someone's gonna die. Great.
I'm going to gossip that that was an assassin kill.
I would agree with that, actually.
I'll gossip that there is a Poe.
I think Poe is unlikely.
I think somebody's gonna be dead because of this.
Poe is a possibility, guys. If there's like a fool in the game or some, a sailor,
Mhm.
and they just could got 2 kills off and 1 survived, right? Poe is-
Okay.
That's another thing, yeah.
I'm going to gossip that the gossip got something right yesterday.
Jen, remember who I told you and listen to what is being said.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, remember what I told you and remember what's being said.
My problem,
Michael, for you.
my problem right now, unfortunately, Michael, is that you are stuck in a double claim between 2 people, or you claim
Well-
the demon, one of the 2.
I'm going to tell you right now that I am none of the P's.
Okay.
Like-
We can talk tomorrow.
I
Yeah.
like to gossip that
if there
Jen,
is a tomorrow.
remember who we talked to and remember what I said.
Okay,
I would like
stop
to
being
gossip
mean.
that Michael is
Oh my
the Poe
goodness.
in hyper specific.
All right. About 2 minutes has gone by, so nominations are open.
Michael, is that down Periscope?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to find something where he looks like a
Rolling
sailor.
out of Kelsey Grammer's.
That's the grammar, yeah.
I'm going to be running out soon. I have to find another character to do.
I think it was in a movie called like Money Plane or something like that.
Hmm.
Yes. With
What do
Edge from the WWE. Yeah, it was awful.
Looks brilliant.
We have an idea of
Nominate.
What's our
Chris
theme?
T.
All right, we have a nomination.
my theme is trying to find characters that match the script that Kelsey Grammer has played.
Jen, make your case.
He looks a little bit like Chris A sometimes, so no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna actually make a real case. I do think that Chris T is just from my conversation with him, I feel like he may have been pushing Poe a little bit, which I do feel like is a little bit less likely from the information that I'm trying to follow, which obviously, and the reads that I'm getting, I just feel like pushing alternative theories that go away from what the information could be is a really good move as a demon or an evil character. Or player. I do think that that probably pushes me in that direction, but it's hard to tell. So I guess vote with whatever you think.
Chris, do you have a defense?
I didn't feel like I was pushing Poe when I was talking to you. I mean, I guess if that's what you got from it, then that's what you got. But I certainly am lost at what is exactly going on with the kills. Like I said early on, I thought it might be the Toymaker, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. Anyways, I've come out and did basically a 1-for-1 with one person, and then 3-for-3s with 2 or 3 other people at this point. So, all of which actually have my real role in it. So, way to go, me. So, but I am good, and it's not a great kill.
Okay, and with that, I will start the countdown.
Hmm.
3 is enough. I have marked Chris for execution. You have about 3 minutes left.
I think somebody should nominate me and we should kill me.
I nominate Jen.
You want to die?
I think my gossip is correct, and there will be 2 deaths tonight if that is the case.
Okay.
I think this also takes sus off of me. But yeah, you guys can make a case. You can.
I nominate Jen because he's asking to be nominated.
Michael nominates Jen. Michael, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I actually trust Jen.
We shouldn't kill
that's
good
all I
people
wanna add.
now. 2 minutes.
So here's the deal. I want to do this. If people are good, then you guys can make the choice whether you want to get the sus off of me or you want to keep me around and we see what happens. 2 people I think are going to die regardless because I do think this is a puka game. So I do think that they've already chosen someone to die. The only way that 2 people wouldn't die, actually, now that I think about it, is if they've already chosen me and I'm poisoned, and that therefore the gossip wouldn't go through. That is a possibility. But it does seem like there's a couple people that are either reading me as evil or are evil and pushing on me. And I think that if I stick around too much longer, that they're going to really press that narrative. So I think putting myself up, whether I die or not, shows that I'm willing to see what happens and move on to figure out who the evil person is.
Okay. I guess I will start the countdown.
We should really get more people on this. Or not.
2 is not enough.
So I'm just trying to figure out from what you just said, Jen, that you think we're going to have 2 kills.
If I'm not poisoned, then yes, I do think so.
Okay, so from your gossip and someone else being puka.
Correct.
Okay, so you're thinking it's a puka as well.
So, like I said, I do think it's a puka. I do think that the one scenario where, and this would be awesome because then it would just be me by myself dying anyways, and that would again, but that would be if the puka chose me already, my power is already null and void, so me gossiping does nothing, and therefore only one person would die, and it would probably be me. Otherwise, if it is a puka game and I just gossip that it's a puka game and I'm not poisoned, then we probably will have 2 deaths tonight.
So when we had 2 deaths, and I apologize, I've been away from the computer a lot.
So my
I was thinking one of the reasons that might have happened was puka assassin.
It's possible.
So like a spent assassin might kind of fall on their sword from,
It's definitely possible, but
and
just
if you
to,
thought it
just
was
to put
puka,
everybody
why
on the
did you-
same page,
why
I
did
put
you,
the
why
Zombul
did you
is the demon, the day 1. That was my first gossip. That was the night that nobody died. My second gossip was the minion is a mastermind. So either it was an assassin and they used their kill to make it look like it was a mastermind and make us not want to kill, or that the minion is a mastermind and the gossip went through and killed.
and then you just gambled the demon as a puka.
Yep.
And you were pretty sure it was a puka.
I'm pretty sure. But I wanted to give the option that we could kill me to make sure that it doesn't go through too. So
Anyway, we are at time. I was allowing the conversation because it seemed like it was productive, but I'm going to have a 10 count if anybody wants to make a nomination. Now is the time to do so.
I'm gonna nominate Michael.
Okay. Chris nominates Michael. State your case.
I've heard from an exorcist that they picked Michael day 1. I'm not necessarily sure if that means that Michael was the demon or if it was just a sheer luck that the demon didn't kill that day, but he was picked day 1, and I would rather not die myself as well, so I mean, I'd rather do it that way. Somebody who might have actually been stopped by an exorcist.
Michael.
I did a 1-for-1 with Lynn. She knows my role, and she knows I'm not evil.
Well, I
No
hope
one
you're
else.
not anyway. I
Well,
hope
yeah,
you're
you hope I'm not, but
not.
my 1-for-1 with you was genuine.
Same with mine. So
Yep.
Does the exorcist go before the demon? Does anybody know?
Yes, I would
believe in
imagine
yes
since
in
it
every case.
stops
Yes.
the demon.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yes.
just checking. Okay, I don't know everything. Oh,
Or
Well,
Ned, go ahead.
I didn't actually know either. It just seems
Yeah.
like obviously it would based on what it does.
are you claiming
I don't.
exorcist, Chris?
I don't.
Go ahead, Ned.
Yeah, let Ned talk first.
I have to question the Exorcist picking Michael, and because we have to explain how Brody turned evil. Somebody had to pick him. The only ones that could turn him evil at that time is a Puka or a Devil's Advocate, which Devil's Advocate doesn't make any sense protecting the goon.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Oh.
Exorcist picking Michael is irrelevant.
That's
Thank you,
fair.
Ned.
That's fair, and that's totally possible that it did not work that way. I'm just saying that that's what happened.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I am in a I'm in a grandmother claim with somebody else, so I don't want either one of us to die. But you do what you want.
I start the vote. You can start the vote, but I want to know why you didn't use the voice, Chris, when Brody said that you should.
I'm not exactly saying I'm the grandmother. I'm just saying,
I'm joking.
or maybe I
I'm
am.
joking.
Maybe I am the
I'm
grandmother.
joking.
You know, if I live,
Grandchild.
maybe the demon will kill me tonight. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll kill my grandchild.
Oh,
Brody, Ted vote.
What did Joe do? Oh.
Oh, tied it.
seriously?
Jesus Christ.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Brody.
Brody has used his
Make
ghost vote,
make me
and
and my
there's nobody
grandchild
on the
look evil.
chopping block now.
See Michael's exasperation there.
So we are past the time, so I'll go right back to the count and if anybody would like to make a nomination.
The only thing that signals is that Robert and Chris are on the same side, but maybe Brody's just trying to throw us off. I don't know.
I nominate Joe.
The goon has a very twirly mustache.
All right, Robert has nominated Joe. If I can find you, there he is.
You know, when you kill somebody twice, you should be able to take away their vote.
Robert, state your case.
The reason for this is the couple of days ago, maybe it was day one, Joe said he was willing to die or he wanted to test something. We've never come back to that. It might be worth testing that. And we might be able to get an execution possibly without a death. So I'll just throw that out there.
Okay. Joe.
I'm okay with this. I mean, I think we need to kill somebody, and I mean, I don't necessarily think it should be me, but I'm okay with this. He's right. It might prove some things if I'm executed. We'll see. It's up to you.
We'll get information from this. However, I think that there's a lot of worldviews where if Joe dies here, that doesn't necessarily disprove what he was saying already.
Right.
Yeah.
So for this reason, I don't really think he's necessarily the best kill.
I also do think that he could already be poisoned and that this would make 3 kills. Or no, that would make 2. It would still make 2. Never mind.
The other thing as well is if he was willing to die, the demon wouldn't have chosen him.
Very possible.
Okay, so I'm
And-
hearing back and forth. It's really just
Yep.
for Joe. If he's done, I'm going to start the countdown.
I'm done.
You can talk during that.
I think
Like-
this is a play. I think this is a play to get a 3rd kill.
Possible, but if he's already poisoned or has had a spent ability, I think it would still be 2. If he was poisoned, I think it's Puka. So if he was poisoned, he would have been the death tonight anyways.
Yeah, so, but
But
it
I
doesn't
don't
matter
really
then.
care either way at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're going to go right back to the count because 1 is not enough.
It might make sense to nominate me. It might not. I don't know.
And with that, there has been no execution, and we will resume breakout rooms. Thanks, everyone.
Well, this just sucks. I had good plans coming. Masterful, wonderful plans. Yeah. Yeah, if it's possible, can we just mark everyone? Shoot. I have no idea anymore. That whole thing just biffed me up the wazoo if I am the demon and not the lunatic, which I might be. I'll just
At
kill
this point, which side would you prefer to be on?
the good side. If I'm demon, if I'm the demon, I'd prefer to be on the good side.
Basically, what you're saying is whatever side you're on, you think is losing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. And having said that, I guess we'll just kill Jen and Lynn.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay.
Lynn and Michael. Shit, I don't know. If I killed Jen and Lynn, it'll be weird that I stayed alive. That's gonna be weird if I stayed alive anyways. Gah, life sucks.
All right. I don't know, but I'm gonna be moving on.
Just kill Jen. Just kill Jen with his own gossip.
Okay.
Totally in one of those I don't know what the heck to do at moments. I never have those when I'm on the good team. I just wing it. On evil, I try to think. It hurts. And now, for the rest of the story.
Moving on.
Alright, you try to move on. I'm gonna keep
I
you
am-
here.
I'm
No, you just stay
going
here.
to.
No, you stay there. He never listens.
But he starts like making funny sounds and stuff.
And then he'll just talk a lot and loudly. And then you just open up a can of worms. On cosplay.
Laura looks a lot like Robert.
Oh yeah.
Just like a wall.
A wall and a little chair.
Short one.
No, we've got everyone. Brody has his screen off
Why?
To be difficult.
and his microphone off. When I was chatting to him, someone came home, so I don't know whether
Okay.
he has to.
Well, I suppose that
He's dead
I will
anyways.
go on without him.
Please do.
So anyway, it was a loud night because there were cries for help, but they went unanswered, and Lynn died,
Oh shit.
and so did Michael.
Oh,
So it is a puka game.
Steven, how long
What?
do I have? How long are you
Uh,
gonna allow me?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh fuck.
If you're claiming to be Moonchild, I think you have to do it right away. Because it's as soon as you learn, you have to publicly announce. At least that's the way it used to be written.
Lynn,
But I don't
remember
know
the
if that's
info I
what you're
gave you?
claiming.
I don't have your last night, Michael.
Oh, that was poison. So
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay.
Robert or Chris?
Yeah. You know what? I think that's. I'll pick Chris.
1 second.
Okay.
I'm back. What did I miss?
So Lynn and Michael died, and for some unknown reason, Lynn has publicly chosen Chris.
Summary. You don't have to say. You don't have to
Okay.
say anything.
Well, now I'm gonna die tonight.
Anything happen?
No, it happens at
Um,
night.
They
If
put,
if
like,
she is the moon child, it happens at night.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Not
I
good, but
will-
okay, I got it.
Open the rooms.
I'm sorry, what just
Uh,
happened?
Again, Michael and Lynn died, and for unknown reasons, Lynn has publicly chosen Chris.
Okay, so
Lynn claimed moon.
Lynn, can we chat?
Yes, Michael, let's chat.
Robert, wanna
Go to
chat?
your room.
I think I want to say something publicly, but I guess I
He's
can
been out
say
for
it at
3.5
the
years.
2-minute thing.
Tonight, if it was a good player to die.
But anyone who wants to talk to me can come to my room. Brody, if you want to. Brody, you're
Yeah.
evil. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Brody.
I do just
He
want to
brought
kind
enough
of like.
sus on us earlier, Robert.
I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Don't
Okay,
know what's
so here's
going
the
on.
deal. I'm just going to put it out right now, just
Oh, I
for
like-
expedience sake. I'm the grandmother. Chris is my grandchild, or I was told Chris is my grandchild.
Or the
So
other way
the
around.
The thing I'm hesitant about is if Chris is good and he dies tonight, does that mean I'm going to die tonight too? Or is it just with execution?
If the demon
Yeah.
kills them. So if it's a demon
Okay,
kill,
if the demon kills them. Okay.
so we're fine. Well, you're
Well,
fine.
except
I'm
for
not.
now I've outed that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think this is
it was
last day.
pretty
It's-
clear that that's what you guys were talking about last time. So I don't understand
Right.
why, if that was the case, they wouldn't have gone for her.
Well, it would have been Puka, so he might be Puka poisoned for tonight.
So you're
anyway.
saying
I
we
think
should
this is our last
kill
day.
him?
Yeah, maybe we should kill him because the other thing is, and I'll just say this, is the thing that was in my head is as soon as I found out I was the grandmother, is that we have a fibbing in play, so I might have been given the wrong grandchild. Which Chris could be evil under those circumstances. That's a needle to thread, I guess.
I
But,
just want to say, you calling me evil makes you a terrible grandmother.
well,
My grand-
I always thought I would be for several reasons,
My real grandmother never called me evil, so I'm just pointing it out.
and I just posited that you may be.
It's okay.
So
It's okay.
I don't know. So this could very well be our last day.
Could the fibbin be seen as a piece of information that I said is that it was, and then used to kill somebody even though it was actually false?
The once per game, one good player might get false information. Killing for a gossip that wasn't true would not be me telling a player false information.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Even
If I am the gossip.
if you could indulge a hypothetical too. If a grandmother was given false information about who their grandchild is, would they still have a grandchild and that could be somebody else?
So the grandmother starts knowing a good player and their character. If the demon kills them, then you will die also.
But fibbing wise, would you
I
give
don't-
the information to him that it's the wrong grandchild?
I don't know how to
Okay.
that's what the role is.
No, but you said the fibbing. That's the thing.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Oh,
Gossip.
Robert, do you mind saying what you saw Chris's role as?
Exorcist.
Trying to remember when I spoke to him.
or for all you
Alright.
demons out there, I might be the grandmother, and he might be the
Robert, when did you speak to him? The day one?
It's kind of old.
Day 2.
Day two?
Mm.
I think you spoke to him before I did. Did you say I saw you as this, or did you ask him to do a
I
one
did
for one?
say I saw you as this. I didn't play it particularly well, but I've been
I did.
Wait,
running
Well,
around.
hold
Jen,
up,
Jen,
Robert.
hold on.
When I did my whole thing that the grandmother
we
should
got
come
you,
out
bro.
and do the voice,
Oh, here we go.
you
You had to
nominated
die
me
for
based
that.
on
All right,
You were
Brody.
trying
Yeah,
to
we got it.
pigeonhole me.
Case in
I
point,
did
I
it.
talked to Jen. I talked to Robert after
This
you,
is a
right at the end of the
desperate
day.
Yeah, we
stick.
Okay.
We were in the middle of talking, and the break room's closed. So, just so
So
you know.
in with the information that I have, this is a Puka mastermind game. We didn't kill, we didn't execute anybody yet, though. So
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
you don't think it's a mastermind game?
No, I don't. Well, no, I don't. I think it was an assassin kill for the first
I do
double
too.
kill, and it was gossip kill for this past double kill. And I
I
don't
think-
believe the exorcist picked Michael because I don't believe there was an exorcist.
Gossip.
Well, I picked them day 0 or day 1 or whatever. So
Yeah, I know.
Michael, can I
Conveniently,
chat to you?
I didn't have any info at the time. I couldn't decide who to pick.
Or our rooms, though. Yeah, rooms are closed. Never
Rooms are
mind.
closed. So
Yeah, so this
can
is
I
chit
ask
chat
that?
time.
Yeah, can I ask that we go around the circle and say our roles? I want to
I'm good
go
with that.
last.
oh, so I
So
go
if we
first.
start with Brody or Ned, whichever way.
I'll start. It's okay. I was
Yep.
a pacifist, so I could have protected maybe a good person from me being executed, but maybe not. It's just a passive role.
Okay.
Hey, I'm the grandmother. I saw Chris as my grandchild and the exorcist.
I've been pretty open. I was from the beginning that I'm the fool. I may or may not have been attempted to die yet or not. I have no idea.
I am the gossip. Day 1, the Zombul is the demon. Day 2, the minion is a mastermind. What I say? Day 3, the demon is a Puka. That's pretty much it.
I was the professor, which I told to only 2 people prior to my death, which was Jen and Lynn.
I'm the exorcist. I picked Michael, and then I was about to pick Robert. Then I picked Ned because I just had to pick somebody after I found out what Robert was. And then last night I picked Jen.
I was your moon child, and I picked Chris.
Take a wild guess.
right.
Minstrel. No. Okay.
Holy shit, you got it. Were you my grandmother?
I was the chambermaid, and I chose Ned and Laura night 0 and got a 0. And then at night 1, I chose Robert and Chris and got a 1. And then the second night, I chose Joe and Lynn and got a 0, but that could be poisoned by the demon.
What was the information? One more time, sorry.
Night 0,
Mhm.
I chose Ned and Laura and got a 0.
Makes sense. Okay.
Which is right.
Night
Yeah.
night 1, I chose Robert and Chris and got a 1. And night 2, I chose Joe and Lynn and got a 0. And then the next night I died. So I could have possibly been poisoned for that info.
It's
You could have
possible
also
you're
been
correct.
getting the fibbing on one of these too.
Yep.
Yeah.
More specifically on the 1 for Robert and Chris. You could have been
Could have been a
getting
2. Could have been a
Yeah,
2.
I think so too.
Could have been a 2, or it could have been
So
A 0, yeah.
0. But
All right, I'm gonna let you know that nominations are open.
I don't think we should nominate.
well, here's the thing. I think it's outed info that Chris and I are, a pair, which means he could have been Puka yesterday, and if he dies, I die. Game's over. Evil wins. Lynn is also publicly picked him as the Moonchild, so he might die tonight, and the demon could kill tonight. I think this is our last day, and I think we should kill someone and just take a shot at the demon.
if that's the logic, then why would we not kill Chris Werewolf Killer?
Because
Or kill
the
you.
demon would still kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he
that's-
chose
no, if it's a
Chris the
Puka,
Werewolf
he
Killer,
wouldn't die, right?
correct?
So maybe that is the play. Unless they win another way. But so yeah,
That's
because
taking a chance that they chose Chris the werewolf killer.
yeah, so
they might have
that's
chose you,
true.
Robert, too,
They might have,
because we
So
kind of
that's the thing.
looked pretty together yesterday.
Yeah. So I will just say that if we were to nominate, my nomination would be Jen. That's just positing because like I just don't like the gossip play and gossiping that Apuka was in play when he really felt Apuka was in play. Just I'm curious about we've got info that's saying that Joe doesn't wake up at night, but Michael might have been poisoned for that. So
quick storyteller question. Seeing as Lynn chose Chris as the Moonchild, would that ability go off before the demon gets to kill?
Moonchild, when you learn that you died, publicly choose one alive player. Tonight, if it was good, they die. So the demon wouldn't be told who was dying. If the demon picked somebody that was going to die already, then they would die. Like, you can't super die.
Yeah, but who would get the kill
Moonchild's
on me?
low on the,
Yeah, who would get the kill? Would the Moonchild get the kill or would the demon?
Moonchild.
Why does it matter?
Based on what
Because then it
I'm
won't trigger the grandmother.
this is
No.
actually like I'm
Okay.
looking at the night order from
Yeah,
what it
so
looks like.
if it would go by night order, if the Moonchild acts first, which I think is the case,
Moonchild acts
then
near the end.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt.
So if the demon was to kill, the Moonchild acts after the demon, so that would still get the kill.
It's up to the alive players.
I think as long as the gossip doesn't gossip anything.
I'm not planning on that.
Okay. I think it's safe to go in. Because I'm sorry, Robert, I think you and Chris are the evil team.
okay, we're not, but I get that you think that.
Wait, you're not gonna say sorry to me?
I mean, Chris could be evil and I not know.
That's fair.
Just because of the fibbing thing. But
If he doesn't
out
die,
of the
we'll
four,
know.
out of the four, there was one between you and Chris, and my 0 could have possibly been poisoned for Joe.
Yeah.
Jen, I didn't get to do a read on because that was going to be my next pick.
Well, if it's on Chris and Chris is evil, it doesn't matter with me anyway because he won't die.
right.
He wouldn't die. Yeah, it'd be one kill.
I'm going to nominate Jen, just because that's my hunch, and and then if I can say, if no one goes for it, I can at least say that maybe I, nominated the demon because I also nominated Jeff. So
At least you can say I told you so.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
well,
I
seeing
keep a
as
little book.
Robert nominated Jen, I will allow Robert to speak if he'd like.
I think I said why I'm suspicious of Jen, and I won't belabor it.
Okay. Explain 2 kills 2 nights in a row without there being some other explanation for them. I don't understand how, unless there's another gossip who wants to come out, how that would happen.
Shabeloth? I don't know.
I think that was his defense, Stephen.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, I will
Short and
run the countdown.
Should we kill him?
Of course. Look at that.
Yeah, Robert can take his hand down then. That doesn't, whatever you guys want to do.
He's not going to.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go. See?
I found Jen persuasive with that thing. And again, I've been away for the computer a lot, and I apologize for that. So
Yeah,
No, it's
I'm cool
One
with
is
that.
not enough.
the kill thing makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, unless there's a Shabeloth, that there would be a regurgitation though. So that again, 2 kills 2 nights in a row, there would have to have been a charge between that second. I mean, like that just doesn't add up. I don't like, if I were to nominate, I would probably lean towards Chris, and that you may have gotten bad information. But the only thing that I run into is that I think that would mean that both of you are evil, and I don't understand why you would have just taken your vote down just now. That would have actually explained a little bit more to me. Because the information you got being poisoned and the information that Michael got being poisoned,
It would just be a fibbin was my only.
yeah, poisoned
on
or
Yeah.
fibbin, either way, whichever. The fibbin, I'm saying, if you got fib too, then I don't know how. Oh well, actually no, that would add up because
there-
Chris could be the demon, and if you got fib too, then then Michael's information on the second night would be correct.
Have there been 2 deaths each night except for the first night?
Yes, there was no deaths the first night because
So
we killed
could the
Brody,
first
who we
night have
assume was
been
was
them
poisoned.
just eating a death, like because they have to, and then 2 deaths, 2 deaths, 2 deaths, Shabaloth, but we haven't had anyone resuscitate.
Oh, have they used their
regurgitate.
Toymaker?
That's just.
They may have to use it tonight. We don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Too.
I think we just go to sleep then.
I think we should go to sleep.
Yes.
Because if Chris is good, he's going to die. Evil's going to win. But if he's evil,
bad.
he's going to be alive, and then there should only be 1 death or no deaths because of the Toymaker.
We're gonna learn more if we just go to sleep, I think.
Yeah.
We're either gonna lose or we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Well, it's better
That's
than
a fair assessment.
Yeah.
at least we learn more.
Yeah, because if we kill someone and it's wrong, then it's
I honestly think that people, they were trying to keep me alive to put sus.
Put sus
So
on you.
If somebody's poisoned, I almost feel like it's probably Joe.
All right. So I was gonna allow it to go longer, but I've been hearing a couple people call for the end of the day, so I will do the final countdown. You can all decide if you'd like to nominate in this.
Nope, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Probably gonna regret
And
it.
everybody that is alive say they were good, because then I don't need
Not
to count.
Joe.
But I guess
Yeah, we're
at
good.
this point I have
okay.
4, so I guess I'll just continue.
No,
Look how good I am at this, guys. One of these days I'm gonna accidentally give you the middle finger, though.
Well, you're gonna give yourself the middle finger.
All right, so yeah, nobody was executed, and I will open breakout rooms.
Well, this sucks. Jeez. Who is Steven going to give the game to? Good or evil? Because, quite frankly, I don't know which way he was going to go with it, and I don't know if he's going to leave Robert alive with me or not. So, who knows? I have to do Robert and Jen. I just don't know which way to do it to get them to come back. And, oh, well, look, I don't even have much more time to think about it.
All right, I need you to pick.
Yep. So,
2 players.
It all comes down to you, basically. This is exciting. It's going to be your problem. But who would you say, if I pick 2 people, obviously they're supposed to be in order, so I pick one and then the other. Who typically gets regurgitated if you decide to regurgitate somebody to keep this going? The first one or the second one?
So your ability says a dead player you chose last night might be regurgitated. So there's not a preference to.
Okay, so it's all on you, basically? As a storyteller?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, then, let's go with Robert and Jen and see what you do.
Okay.
I think they both deserve to die. Those people should have killed me long ago.
All right.
I feel not like a winner. However, I feel some vindication in being able to make these people believe it's not a Shabaloth. And I have been shabbing it up the whole time. So, whatever happens, happens. I have to pick Joe. Yeah, I have to. Well, either way, if I come back alive, they're going to kill me, especially if Robert's still alive. So, let's see what they do.
All right, I think everyone's back. So in the night, there were a few deaths. Robert died, and Jen died.
What? The Shabalov? What the hell?
And the game is over.
Joe.
Chris was evil.
Not
Joe.
And
Joe.
and
Shame on you.
Brody's team has
Oh,
won.
bro.
The evil goon.
Yeah.
If we could
So
show this grim baby.
well, I'm going to talk through it. So I didn't take good notes like I have in the past, but we'll see what I can remember. So the feature of the game was the Fibbin, which I decided to play as the Fibbin and not just as a mechanic in case I make a mistake. And Robert mentioned it many times, but he learned the wrong grandmother. He learned the demon as the exorcist, which was the best bluff roll. And I was hoping that Chris would use it because that would have been pretty quick to out him if he. Depending on how that conversation went, that could have been a pretty quick game. His actual grandchild is Joe, the fool, which I made it that way so that it was less likely for Joe to die because he would have had to die twice, which he never did die, so it didn't actually matter. And ironically, if he had died, then Robert also would have died, and you would have gotten like an extra kill, and you would have been even more confused. It would have validated another gossip or assassin. Jen was the gossip. He gossiped a bunch of things that were not true, and they never triggered. Laura was the professor, and she died. The demon is the Shebaloth. The Shebaloth can regurgitate a player. However, the professor wasn't a bluff roll, and once Laura died and had pretty much publicly said that she was the professor, I didn't want to regurgitate and make it super obvious that it was a Shebaloth because that would have literally been the only possibility. So I chose not to regurgitate a player. Lynn, the Moonchild, did pick good. She picked the evil Shebaloth. However, 2 people died that night, so it didn't actually come into play. Brody was the Godfather. He played like an absolute moron. But,
yes.
But he did die as the presumptive evil goon, which did help because you were searching for that extra evil player the whole game. So even though not necessarily a conventional play, it did work.
Turn your fingers onto yourself.
Michael was the chambermaid. He got accurate information all the time, which ironically, the only person that ever wakes up at night was the demon. But, well, I guess technically if he had chosen Brody, he would have gotten a 1 on the first night since Brody wakes up to learn the outsiders. But other than that, literally the only person that wakes up is the demon. But because of the Fibbin, he never trusted his information, which was phenomenal.
It was because of the exorcist. The bluff.
Passive. Yeah. Well, yeah, it worked out perfectly because I'm like, well, and he's bluffing as the exorcist, which does wake up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you died early enough that I don't think that you got enough information to pinpoint. Okay, there's only one person waking up.
Yeah, correct.
Ned the pacifist died too early for me to utilize his ability, so that never did anything. And poor Robert, the grandmother that didn't even know their grandchild.
It's okay,
Grandma. It was stolen at birth. I will show the grimoire.
It's okay, Grandma. It was nice to talk to
Oh,
you.
we should have just
Hey,
killed Chris
Robert,
there.
great. Rob, for the record, I always do shtick. You just happened to be right, and I just needed to lean in.
Remember what I said, Lynn, when we went and chatted, that Brody covered the demon?
Yeah, we should have just. Yeah, we should. I would have voted. I would have used my dead vote. We should have nominated him.
I told Jen exactly what happened day 1. I said the demon probably used the Toymaker. He sits there and he's like, no, they wouldn't do that. Yes, I would, Jen. Yes, I would.
Oh, to be fair, I had you
I would
nailed
like to-
two
I would like
times.
to-
So
Yeah,
I would
you
like
did.
to. I would like to add something for the benefit of the recording. Steven said that Brody played like an absolute moron and got his ass executed. That I needed to be the second outsider because I took one away. I told people
I did
told
say
people
after I said that it worked out because you died as the goon, so people were looking for the other evil player. Like
Yep.
it did work. I'm just saying, not necessarily.
In a
In a
conventional
great
way.
It was odd. And if you've ever watched my videos, I sometimes play odd.
Yeah, did I win? Did I win the game?
Yeah.
Then holy shit! Then Brody made a great play because his team won.
Well, no, I
Oh,
really
Brody.
won't
Good
say
night,
that.
good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Stopped clock. Stopped clock.
All right, well, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Ugh.
Hopefully you all enjoyed yourself.
Oh
I
yeah.
know
it was
a
fun.
couple of you did.
I did. I thought that was dead for a couple
Yes.
days, but
I
I'm
had-
like, oh, maybe not.
I personally would have liked the regurgitation.
you
That
could
would've-
have regurgitated Brody, and then that would have at least,
I think I could have regurgitated Brody.
yeah.
No, you couldn't. I didn't eat Brody.
That would have proved
I didn't eat
Well, you
Brody.
could have. You could have eaten Brody.
I could have eaten him, but I didn't.
Yeah, if he
Well,
ate
Frank-
me, it would have proven Shabeloff because I was
Yeah.
never claiming outsider.
Yeah, but shouldn't we figure out what demon it is by the end anyway? Like, I
Hey,
mean,
boys.
Yeah,
You're
I
all-
think you should. I think the fact that you didn't is sad.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Like the reason
Yeah,
like
God
the
forbid
reason
we
I
think
claimed
the gossip
Goon,
happens every
Like,
single time.
like like literally like Jen spelled it out more or less.
Yeah.
The reason I claimed Goon was to make it look like, and the reason I claimed evil Goon was because I wanted later in the game for someone to use their ability on me. I would have just said, "Yay, I'm good again,
For
and
the
I'm not
record-
dead." So there's a DA that could
For-
have pinned something on the Fool, or I could have just died. People think I'm evil, and there's still two evils out there. But
So-
I basically played Goon for the exact reasons why we ended up winning.
For the record, I
I
think that winning is a combination of luck and skill, and I don't actually think that there is a definitively right or wrong way to play anything. And I did say that it did work out. I think that it was actually very instrumental because people were searching for that third evil. Because like you did say, I mean, I think pretty much everyone thought you were the goon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the reason I said that you played like I don't think that you intentionally got yourself on the block. I just think that after you did, you kind of were like, well, I'm going to pretend to be the evil goon, and it
Yeah. I'm
it
just
did
gonna run
work
with
out.
that.
I don't think that you had a masterful vision of how the entire game would play out. It just it did work out.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie,
We-
because I knew the Moonchild was in play and nothing else. Once you told me who the only other outsider was, I started the game
Yep.
playing as an evil goon and using that as
And-
my excuse to live again. It just ended up working differently than I
And-
thought it would.
As far as balance go, I will say that since I was super mean to the grandmother, I was also mean to the godfather, and I removed an outsider. That was my thought there, because obviously the outsider,
Fair.
the godfather wants there to be lots of outsiders, and I was like, this is kind of a shitty thing to overcome, so I'm going to balance it by making the godfather not as useful. I'm sure Brody was like, what the hell? Why do I only have one outsider?
Yeah, it actually worked out in my
'cause
favor
you,
a bit
Yeah,
because
because you
then
bluffed outsider.
it gave me a free outsider to bluff as.
And there was no evidence of the godfather at all.
I thought that once there was a kill the next day, I would have said, yeah, I guess that proves Godfather. And then there wasn't. And then I realized that the only reason a goon would turn evil immediately was Puka or DA. So
Well-
more than a handful of kills, I couldn't have been chosen by a Godfather that we've either solved the minion or solved the demon. And none of them would line up with whatever the hell I was saying.
I will say, I think it's somewhat odd that there were 2 kills every day and nobody at any point suspected Shabalala.
Well, there was only 2 days of 2 kills. If it was like a third day or there was regurgitation, I think we would have went in a different direction. But everyone was on the tick that it was a puka because of the evil.
Well, we explained it. Assassin one day, gossip correct the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
we had an explanation why there was 2
Yep.
Yeah.
logical
And-
ones, but it
And the
was the
goon
wrong
thing
logic.
did play into that too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because of
Somewhat.
Brody
I
getting-
did call very early on that it could be that we had gotten a minion, but I just didn't think that Brody would have came up with that plan like super quick and wanted to get killed. And the fact that he didn't want to get killed should have clued me off that he was the minion and that he just accidentally got killed.
I called it at the beginning. I told you Brody was the Godfather.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you necessarily were sold on it, because I don't think I heard
I
you
wasn't-
revisiting that every day.
I wasn't sold on it, but I did think it initially.
You didn't get it for the right reasons, because I think I play this game fairly consistently, whether I'm good or evil. One of my if I played this
you
game
actually are always evil, and you always come out and say I'm evil. That's
pretty much.
That's what I've noticed.
four times in a row, I've done that, and I've won the past two. I might just do this constantly.
Did you win your Amnesiac game where you were evil?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You were in that, Steven. You recorded that game, my friend.
Was I evil?
You were the goon, and you were
Oh,
evil
and
a couple
I
of
love-
Yeah, I
times.
my
forced you to
goodness.
lose. Remember?
Piece
I
of
forced
garbage.
I basically.
Well, all I have to let you know is I'm not playing drunk anymore, because I could have got myself killed that day, but I forgot.
Oh man.
Works in my favor.
I should have followed my own
But-
advice when we woke up, Robert. I said, well, then you're saying all we should do is just kill Chris the werewolf killer. And then
Yeah.
I backed off on it.
Well,
Yeah,
and
but-
like,
yeah,
Brody-
I got to
Brody's vote
Shab,
there
I
was
got to
super
Fib,
obvious.
and
Well,
I was just
I am fairly consistent in asking about the outsiders anyway, just to complete the thought that I was saying to Laura. I do ask about outsiders all the time, no matter what I am.
Whatever, you dumbass bitch. Lucky ass bitch. You dumbass bitch.
Oh, very appropriate.
Getting
Yeah.
trolled in the background.
Yeah, by his brother.
I'm gonna go have my final words.
Yeah,
No
I need to
worries.
go to bed, so.
I gotta go as well. Thanks for the
There
game.
you go.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Thanks,
All right, see you
everybody.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
You know,
Good
Good game, everyone.
Good game, everybody.
But
I
Only
appreciate
I
you,
followed
Grandma.
my own
I thought
advice.
you were my sweet baby boy.
I know. I was
Kill
like,
the werewolf
oh,
killer.
how'd you know? I was like, this is so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said Exorcist if I was pushed hard enough. You did say it first, but I was still skeptical
Right.
on if I wanted to tell you my role, my fake role. But no, I would have said Exorcist because that's what I was.
Well,
going
at least I'm glad I didn't use the damn voice.
with. Yeah, exactly. Take that, Brody.
Love you, Brody.
Oh, that was a good game though.
better than fun
Hey,
this summer.
hey, Chris. I got pinned up early, and then I tried to
Mom, you still there?
do my best. Hey, I could have.
Could have. And that is, as I say, is that it was a glorious game that I pulled out somehow in the end. I'm not really sure. They didn't believe me or trust me fully for the last few days, yet somehow I survived. and they're like, because they didn't fully believe it. That's the thing. If they fully believed it, I would have been nominated and on the block, and I wouldn't have survived like I did the one day. So, but they did have me. They were looking at me. The problem is they were thinking the wrong demon and they thought they had one more day. That's just shame on them. You take out that demon as soon as you know. Just take him out. But again, they thought I was possibly the grandchild, so they let that happen. They wanted to see if the moonchild was going to work and kill me. In the end, it didn't. They thought, oh, he'll kill one, and then he won't die, and we'll just nominate him and call it the quay. Well, not today. It was a good game. It was fun. Nerve-wracking. I thought I was toast as soon as Brody died and he voted on me. When he voted on me, I was not feeling good. So, great game. Thanks everybody for playing, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the flip side.